as in, you're so singing that song at my wedding.
Oh.
I'm just telling you, I know times have changed, sound has changed, but that song is timeless, people. I love that song, and I'm sure you do love that song. Now, that's a quick flashback of my guest, Obiwon. Now, some of you know him. We all know him as Obiwon, but let me tell you a bit about his real name. So his real name is Obiora Nwokolobiago. Yes, and then his stage name is Obiwon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
How are you?
Great.
You haven't changed. Like, you
really?
have this whole
Are you sure?
Jin working for you, yes.
Okay, well, okay. I think
I mean, with the years we've known, I think you haven't changed. I've changed, right?
Much.
Have I changed?
Not much at all. You two,
okay.
you have this young gene.
If you say so.
Yeah. Yes,
but how are you? Where have you been? Now, some people, have asked this question, and that's why we thought to bring you on.
Okay.
Where has Obiwon been? But the question really is, where have you been that you've missed his sound? Because he has actually transited to a new sound. Tell us about that.
Well, I've been around. I always tell people when they ask that, I say, you haven't looked for me. But what I do now is not as glamorous as that, so to say. And we're in the business of blessing souls and, touching lives. When you look at it,
of course, when you wait, yes.
Wait. So, basically, I'm into gospel music now. And funny enough, the album that I had Obimo was my first gospel album. But, Obimo was such a big love song. Oh, my goodness. And it eclipsed most of the other songs on the album. So everybody felt it was still, like the pop R&B star, ballad singer thing. But with time now, I guess people are beginning to understand, oh, this is where you are now.
But how's family life and balancing it? We asked that same question, and I asked it to Aramide, and sometimes people believe that, the single life gives you more opportunity, more time to embrace, music. And, when people ask me, Zoe, where have you been? I have because they tell me you have the single life to enjoy and also embrace music, but then why are you wasting it? But then I'm not sure how to respond to that because...
Agree with them.
Uh-oh.
I agree.
Okay, don't start this your chastising now.
No,
we're in.
Don't worry, I'm not going to chastise you. Yeah, because when you get married,
priorities change?
there is, yes, surely priorities change. And there's an adjustment. There's first an adjustment. When you get married, especially if you get married and the baby comes immediately, there's some adjustment to be done. If you used to...
That was a very famous picture of your wedding.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
I was somewhere around. I can't remember
Get my groove on at the wedding. Yeah, I know you were somewhere around. You were the floor manager at my wedding.
I was everywhere.
So that's our first baby, Messi.
And now you have two?
Yes, the second one.
So how often do you go to the studio now that you have a full family?
Well, I have to do what I have to do because this is my calling. This is my talent. And so what it does is that if you used to have ₦1 and you will spend 99 kobo on music, you have to first of all really adjust to say, hey, wait a minute, this guy's got to, especially if you're an independent artist. And I've been independent for some time now. Yes. So your priorities, first of all, change. You want to balance and, strike a good balance.
Okay. So let me ask you how the reception has been. I know people see you on the streets and they're like, we don't miss you. For that, you'll be more wrong.
How do you know that?
Because people have asked me too. So how does it feel having to explain that you have a new sound, you're now gospel? It's not like you were not a believer all through, but then you're not so much into the business of commercial music. How's it been explaining?
Okay, well, I wasn't really a believer all through anyway. Like when I was doing secular music, just that I had this clean image, which was...
but your family is a music tuned family.
Yes.
Your sister sings.
Yes, but my dad didn't really encourage us in music. He wanted us to be all the things they call professionals, in quotes, the doctor, lawyer, and all this, that they call, but he himself, did classical music.
Yes.
So he inherited his genes and there was nothing he could do about it. And then, so that's the way it's been explaining to people. Not much, because what I do now, it takes a little time. It's a process. What I do now is more like working for God, and everything about God is process.
Is that all you do now? You don't have a backup plan? Because I know you used to be a banker before you ventured into music?
We all have different kind of skills, and then if you're doing what I call, because for me, I'm just speaking for myself, because for other people it could be something else. For me, gospel music is a ministry. Okay. So you have to look for ways to support what you do.
Especially as the market is not so as glamorous as it will be for the Kirk Franklins and co.
Does God bless his people? He does, but you need lots of patience, and that's what many people don't have. It's not like I have it like that, but I think I've been graced to stay and still be doing this.
Okay, tell us about your new sound. You have 2 songs or more. You have a gospel album, and then you have your latest, which is God of Wonders. Oh,
yeah, well, I put out an album in 2013, and late 2013, which made the rounds in 2014 last year. And then by God's grace, we won a couple of gospel awards. But the funny thing is the album is now beginning to, I guess after the awards, people are beginning to look for it and searching for it, which has Hail My King, which has Pour Your Love. But I'm already, moving on to a new album, because this year makes it 10 years for me professionally in music as a career. And we have an anniversary project that involves a couple of events that we're going to be rolling out. So first thing we've done is to release 2 singles. One was released on my birthday in June, and one was released like 3-4 days ago. Okay, so I'm going to be asking Nnamdi and Olive what they think about, your transition. But before we do that, let me quickly, ask about your family. Okay. How have they, adopted, especially your wife? How has she embraced this whole life of fame and also your music, and then having to be patient along with you? Because, I mean, your income with the switch will definitely have its own, effects and, effect. So how has it been for her? Like you mentioned, and I always say this, most times my songs are actually inspired by what goes on in my life. And like my new single is called God of Wonders. Yeah. She too has seen God of Wonders, really, in our lives. Because
she has to be your biggest fan.
Sure she is. Sure she is. I'm sure she is. Well, she is. And she's amazing. She's amazing. Because I met her just right at the point where I was doing the transition. In fact, I met her and the producer I work with now the same year, just a few days apart. And it was at the point in time where I was, having my call and all that. So she was already inclined to what I'm doing right now. So meeting her was a plus, because she encouraged me, to go for it, because that was like the lifestyle she was living already. And then she's amazing. She's a wonderful support.
Before I let you go, what would you tell other people that maybe have this whole that they feel this calling upon them, and or maybe they're in gospel and then they're saying it's taking time, God, where are you? Like hashtag where are you? And what would you tell them? I know you put out the patience mantra there, but what else would you tell them that has been your strength and source of grace for them to also hold on?
First of all, life is short. Life is too short for you to live it for what people think you should be doing, or the way people think you should be living. Life is too short for you not to really pursue your dreams, regardless of whatever pains and whatever you have to face. And every day we read stories of people who didn't care and just went out there and pursued their dreams. And that's the only thing will make you stand out. If you do whatever everybody else does, you're not going to stand out, because that means standing out is being different. That's one. And then two, if you're in like what I'm doing, you feel there's an urge from your creator to do something special for him, then first of all is knowing him. And you need to walk with him every single day. That's the only way I've found strength. You need to go back to source. If anything you're doing, it's not like it's going the way it is. You need to think, where is the source? How did I start? And then make sure you go back. Always go back to source.
Always go back to source. And Back to Base has been with Nwokolobia Agu, that is Obiora. Obiwon, as you popularly call him. It's been nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best in your new path. And for those of you who need encouragement, I think that's a good job he's done on that. We're heading straight to Spotlight. The crooners. Let's find out what Nnamdi, or finally he's in, and Olive thinks about Obiwon. Now, have you missed Obiwon or not?
From the way I sang, lifting my hands in worship. Didn't you know I missed him? Huh?
Yes, it
But
was
it's not a worship
obvious.
song. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.